Alrighty, Ethereal, the summer update is here. How do you feel?
I'm exhausted. This grind is crazy.
Ethereal's been at it nonstop for 48 hours. We'll get his 48-hour gameplay video soon. I don't know. Anyways, we had to make the tier list to you guys. We had to really... A lot of it's been Ethereal, but we really had to find out who's the best this update. And what we did for this tier list is we simplified it for general players and late game players, okay? So if you do not see your unit on this tier list, do not worry. As I always say, if you have a mythical unit, it's still a good unit to have, okay? One mythical is better than no mythical. So we went ahead and gathered the best units in Anime Adventures as of this moment. There are a few units that can be considered the best, or at least some of the best. But these are the units that we personally think. This is our opinions. There are other units that are very good as well. If you have any other ideas, let us know down below what you would change. But for now, let's go ahead and start it, shall we? Okay.
Let's go.
Aizen Final. I think he's one of the more complicated ones. I'm gonna put him near the end. Asuna. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the better, ground magics.
Yeah. I'd say she's OP. She's not a top 10 unit, but she's OP. I'd say OP unit, definitely. Not the strongest, but definitely OP. Agree?
Yeah, I agree.
There's a reason she wouldn't fall as like a must-have top 10 unit. Oh, also, by the way, none of these units are in any specific order. They're just in their category that they belong in, okay? Yeah, just to clarify that. Abdul. I think we need to come back to him as well. Greed is going to fall in the utility category. The utility category is going to be stuff like bleed and everything, so Greed will go there. I'll try to make this category accurate. Daki being the best bleed. We got Chainsaw, Hybrid, that's another bleed. Who else bleeds on this list here?
Guts actually is the best bleed.
Guts is the best bleed, but he goes into a different category. Power Fiend is going to go over here. And as of recently, like, Power Fiend's been really helpful because she doesn't bleed, but she, like, helps with bleed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that 5 times buff is crazy.
Everyone's been using her on tournaments as of recently. And, well, yeah, I can kind of see why. I think these are the only bleed units that I have on this list. Because I got rid of a few. Oh, Sukuna. Where's Sukuna? Here's Sukuna. I'm going to put Sukuna last. The 25%. I don't see anyone using him for that anymore.
Stain
doesn't belong in that category. Yep.
Yeah, for the most part. Oh, Unohana.
She is fully OE, so I'll put her behind Power, I feel like.
Yeah, that looks...
Yeah, I think she's better than Bond. Power's been used a lot more recently, so we're going to leave him like that. All right, there's your utility thing. Let's get all the supports out of the way, shall we? Who's the best support in the game currently?
If we're talking strictly support, probably Poochie, to be honest.
Just his ability?
Yeah, but he could also be like a...
Question, does Law fall under support?
Yeah.
Okay, so Law's the best support. We lied.
Law and Poochie are definitely... I'd even... Maybe depending on what the top 10's looking like, I think they might both go up top 10 because they're crazy good.
Yeah, I'll leave Law out of there for now. We'll put Poochie there in the support category. Then let's go ahead and see what else we got for support. So for support, we have ourselves Emilia, definitely the best slow still in the game. Going backwards from the list, Yoshina. We got Wendy buff, Erwin buff. I'm even gonna say that the buffs belong in front of Emilia at this point. The 100% buff's insane.
Yeah.
I really wish I had 2 copies of Griffith. For reasons. We got Merlin, extra 30% over there. We got Brooks for some extra damage. We should have a Kisuke on this list. I think Kisuke goes above Brooks and Merlin. Leafy's good. I'd still think Wendy's better than Leafy. Don't you agree? It's just easier.
It's more convenient.
The buff. She does damage. Leafy does damage. Perona can go up there. I don't even know why Nani's on this category. We'll put our Farns down here as well. And then Tatsumaki knockback is really good. I'd say she goes over here, but only really for infinite modes. We got some more damage support right here. with Neguni, Julius being one of the worst ones, Lulu going over here as well, Charney being a slow. I'd say Charney's better than a lot of the other units, actually. I'll put her like in front of Tatsunaki. She can go with Yoshina. How about that? They're both, you know, second rate to Anelia still to this day. I think that's it. That looks like all the support units, doesn't it?
Yeah, for the Diavolo.
Diavolo.
Diavolo's like heavy support. That's like his only purpose.
He's heavy support. He's really only used for infinite runs though, so I'll put him down here with Lulu, Julius, and them because they're really only used for the infinite runs. But yeah, that looks like our support category, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. Like I said, we try our best to like make it, but it's really not. Like
Gojo.
Oh yeah, Gojo. Here.
Yeah, that seems good.
Seems fair for Gojo. Yep, good units. I'm gonna put Dio under this category here.
I think that's fair.
I know, guys, you're probably saying, but Dio's the best unit in the game. Only if you have unique. Because regular Dio is not as good as a unique Dio. Just putting that out there, okay, guys? But now we're on to our actual list of units that are left over here from this. What looks very small. This list looks really small this week. I'm kind of happy with that. It gets to focus on really the new updates. We got rid of a lot of characters that are good to have, but these characters here in front of you are better to have. Okay, Endeavor.
Does he fall under utility?
He could for burn. If we're gonna do bleed and burn, he'd fall under utility. That's tough, you know. If not, he can go into an OP magic category / good to have in general. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we put bleeds and burns under utility? Because then I gotta mess with everything over here too and put in order.
I mean, you could just put them in magic.
OP magic though?
Oh, this is tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something wild and put in the good to have, just because of what we have this update. Okay. Endeavor only burns for like 50% of his damage, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Itachi burns for 100.
Him and Itachi are actually really close in damage, even considering their burn.
Right. So, really, these two are just good to have in general.
Yeah.
The reason they sit there though, why? Why are they not gonna go in the OT, for example?
They are not as strong as some other units, such as
this fire burn unit.
Yep.
Does he go up there?
Ooh, I wouldn't put him in top 10. I think maybe
Like
we'll shift around top 10 at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the better. He's
OP magic.
Yeah.
Clay's a fire unit burn as well, right?
No, he doesn't burn.
Oh, he's just fire?
Yeah, he's just fire type.
Well, either way, he's an OP physical unit. Oh, Sabo is who I was thinking of. Is he fire? Is he magic though?
Sabo is.
I always forget.
Sabo's physical.
Okay, so the reason why these two are good to have is because Sabo's a better burn unit at the end of the day because his damage is so much higher.
Yeah, and on top of that, Irwin buff.
Exactly. So. You can do a Wendy buff for these guys too, but Sabo's just so much stronger.
Physical is the meta right now, crazy. So
Sabo unfortunately beats these two. Flamingo Awaken. See, this is really hard with the top 10 category. Let's go ahead and get the top 3 that deserves to be in that category. How about that?
The top 3, I think it's easily
the God.
We put Usopp. I think Guts and Griffith.
Okay, that's exactly
Griffith for sure. I think Griffith is actually second to Usopp.
I would agree. This doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but we're trying to make as accurate as we can. I agree with these 3 right here for 3 of the top 10 right there.
And then Stain and Homaru. I think Homaru and then Stain. Stain's crazy, especially with Guts.
Okay, so these units. Now, I'm actually gonna place this guy here. I know you're not happy with that.
I'd
even
overall
over here.
I would personally, I would put him under Homeru because Homeru's like in general, her utility's crazy. Like she's really useful. Like Roger, yeah, he has stun. His AoE is super small.
And
he does a lot of damage.
Damage is really high.
His damage is high, but it doesn't matter if he's barely hitting units, so he's barely stunning. So it's kind of like.
So the good news about Roger is that Roger, unlike Dio, if you don't have unique, he is still viable and still usable. That is the good news about Roger. I'll put him behind Homeru just because I agree. I would use Homeru more than Roger anyway. For like a leaderboard run, I'd probably use Roger. But for a leaderboard run, I'm always bringing Homeru as well, you know? So, like I said, guys, look at this list, but don't be like, oh, why'd he put this person instead of that person? They're both top 10 units, you know? Usopp could have been over here, you know? It's just the way we're putting it on the list, okay? Flamingo.
It's like the same thing with Roger, is that like they both have the highest damage in the game, but like they don't hit airs, their AoEs are kind of smaller, so it's.
I'd still think he's a top 10 unit currently, but we have to go through the rest of our list because someone like Shigaraki deserves to be on that top 10 list as well. His true damage stacking with his decay or whatever it's called
is really strong,
so
especially
good.
with unique. It's crazy.
Exactly.
I think you gotta slide him in. I know you want to. The next one. I'm looking at him.
This guy?
Yep.
I think we're gonna have to alter a top 10 list here because there's quite a few factors that's gonna change this top 10 list. But Poseidon is just the second best full AoE unit in the game currently. Doesn't matter if he's unique or not. He's just the second best full AoE unit in the game. Let's keep going. Golden Frieza, OP magic unit. The same thing with Metal Knight. I almost want to drop these guys here.
I think Doflamingo should get dropped to OP magic.
I agree.
And then Poseidon gets moved up near Guts.
Okay.
Because Poseidon, hands down, is like those are the three top dogs for full AoE. Like, they all three of those hit airs, and they're all nuts.
We'll get to this guy later. Fuji, still an OP physical unit, definitely better than these two. Just because he's a hill unit and everything. Gyutaro's a good unit now, guys. Like I said, we're changing our list a little bit. Gyutaro and Meliodas. Do you agree with Metal Knight and Frieza down here?
Yeah.
Just because they're both magic, this unit just completely changed that. Halidel or Haradel is an OP hill magic unit, and she's cheap. For a story mode, for a daily challenge, for anything, really, Halidel is going to be the person you're going to use. For your summer event, Frieza and Metal Knight both have skins, so it'll help the summer event, but Halidel also gets a boost as well, you know? I would, like, me personally, I would want Metal Knight up here as well. And then Golden Frieza down here. But this is just a personal thing for me. I like the multi-hit. So I'm going to leave it like this. But that can interchange. But Halidel is definitely better than these two. In my opinion. Metal Knight multi-hit, bigger circle AoE than Halidel. But Halidel easier to level up, max out than Metal Knight. So if you have Halidel, or if you have Metal Knight and Golden Frieza, you don't need Halidel, but she's still so good. All right, Heathcliff.
Oh.
He's better than Meliodas and Gyutaro, so I'm going to put him on the list up here with Clay. Just for raw damage. You know?
Yeah.
He's like a weaker Roger. Kirito is also going to go on that list as well for like just the raw damage. Kisame is magic, and just on damage alone,
Kisame is physical.
Oh, he's physical?
Yeah.
Kisame is physical, and just on damage alone, I think he's actually stronger than Fujitora.
He does do more damage than Fujitora.
So Kisame is one of the most OT physicals. He's not a top 10 unit, but definitely a very OT physical unit to have. Kyoka Scarlet Lance, I'd put her in the good category down here. It's good to have her. Nami can go on the lower end of the good category, or not Nami, Madoka. Nami can go here, I'd say, next to Kyoka. Sayaka can go up here. How's that looking for you?
I would drop her a bit only because her AoE's smaller.
Sayako's, yeah. Next to Clay, yeah. I even moved Nani up to OT Magic because really Nani is an OT Magic and she's hybrid. I'd put her at Asuna, honestly. In terms of damage, Asuna does a lot of damage, but Nani Magic is still very OP. I need to move this one to the back as well. Sengoku.
Sengoku is he's pretty mid. It's a pretty mid magic unit.
Yeah, the reason why he's gonna come down in this category, guys, he does a lot more damage than Itachi and Endeavor. It's just his SPA is 15. Honestly, let's say you're doing a stage where there's fast enemies, he'll kill like 2 of them. He has a really large AoE, but he'll kill some of them, and then what if a few get through? You know, like, he's really good if you have him, and you don't have anything above him. Right? Pretty safe to say.
Yep.
If you don't have any of the other units, he's really good. Same thing goes with Skull Knight. But, I don't know. Skull Knight has a little bit more oomph to him than Sengoku does.
Yeah.
So he goes in an OT physical?
Yeah, for sure. He has the only downside, he doesn't hit airs, but you know, he has one of the highest DPS in the game.
So he's actually, is he behind Kisame though, for in terms of DPS now?
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
he's above Kisame.
Okay. Oh my god, my favorite unit animation wise. I always put him on the Mustang category. Our unit has fallen. Okay, guys. I will put him up here because he's full AoE and he's hybrid. Okay? That's the only reason I'll put him above Skull Knight. I think Etheria would disagree and would put him like here or something. But what do you think?
I agree. Yeah, up in the top 3 right there is a good spot.
Right. I am just going to put Tengen up here because I love Tengen. But he's a top 3 OT physical unit. And because he's hybrid, we'll leave him there. Aizen Final.
I agree. He has fallen off.
He's still a must-bring leaderboard run unit. But here's the thing. The only people bringing him the leaderboards are the same 50 people getting leaderboards every week. You know what I mean? So there's almost no point in having Aizen anymore because there's better units in him. And because of that, I don't want you guys to like fuse everything you have into your Aizen when you can fuse everything you have into your Griffin. Because the way you Evo Griffith and Aizen is the exact same way, except Griffin is so much better than Aizen. Like I said, it's good to have a mythical unit. Aizen's great, but other units are better. Okay, so we have 8 units in the top 10 category currently. I think Law deserves to be up there.
For sure.
Okay. I'd put him
above Shigaraki.
I would put him above Shigaraki. I'd consider putting him right behind Honru, actually, to be honest with you, because of his use. He can be used anywhere. You can use Law anywhere, and you don't even have to have him unique. As a matter of fact, if you have him as a sniper, that's almost sometimes better than having unique on Law. Actually, 90% of the times it is better.
Yeah, you TP them back so far.
So Law, a top 10 unit in the game. We're left with 2 units. One of these units belongs in the top 10 category. One of these units have fallen. This is gonna look really weird, guys, and you're gonna seem really confused. But I think Luffy belongs right there. What do you think? Don't forget,
yeah,
Luffy
he's one
becomes
of the,
hybrid.
He's hybrid. Yeah, he's one of the only like physical hybrids that are relevant besides like Guts and Poseidon. Yeah, there's not really a...
You guys are probably wondering, why isn't Pride up there? Pride, guys, is really good. Unfortunately, though, what makes Pride the one insanely good is unique. The fact that it takes 15 rounds to get Pride the one to his ultimate stage, and he costs 100,000 to max out, means that in a regular game mode, you will be able to max out basically like 1.5 Prides if you have double farms, you know? He's still an OP unit that you must have if you're gonna do leaderboards, but unfortunately, Pride the one is no longer the one. Poseidon's here. You don't need unique for Poseidon. Pride the one by wave 15. Even if you place him down on like wave 3, I think maxed out Pride the one on wave 3 does like what? 200,000? No, 180,000 damage.
Yeah, like around like 100 and like
160 to 180, and his range is only going to be like 33 at that point.
It's pretty booby.
Poseidon's range is going to be around 30, right? But his damage will be, what is it, 400,000? Something like that. It's a lot higher than Pride the ones, guys. Yeah, I know this may come as a shocker. This tier list may get a lot of you... I don't know. Some of you will be irritated with this tier list, and I know that I can't, like, change that, but this is what we see when we play in adventures, and we want to, like, help you guys, because really, the meta is changing. It's not what we thought it was. And honestly now, my focus with these tier lists is to have you guys have the best units in general, because leaderboards are just kind of impossible. Unless you want to sit there for 13 hours trying to maybe lag your game, leaderboards just can't happen. I'm pretty happy with this tier list. God Usopp is still amazing, being a true damage Hydra dealer. Griffin, whew. If you don't have a Griffin, you need a summon for Griffin when he's in Banner. Guts and Poseidon being super OP. Homeru and Law having their abilities that help them be extremely strong. Roger can be debatable. He can really go up in the top like 5 if we really wanted to. But Roger just not being hybrid and having a, you know, a okay circle with a chance to stun is and Stain, not a lot of damage, but having his ability that helps boost his damage. Shigaraki's true damage with Decay, and then Luffy just being stronger than Flamingo. I feel like this list is pretty good. Like I said, if you have any units on this list, you have great units. If your units are not on this list, you still have good units. They're just not like the top, what is this, top 50 units in the game, I guess I'd say. Top 30, because you don't even have to count the supports.
Yeah, there's a lot of units on the screen.
There's a lot of supports and utilities, but like, yeah, there's, what's that, 29, 35. Yeah, like the top 35 units currently, other than the supports. This is them. I hope you guys like this. Let us know your thoughts down below. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, turn notifications on, and we'll see you later. Ethereal, say it for me.
Reese's Pieces. Bye.